What's up YouTube? My name is Vinny and welcome to Road Blast Media. Today I'm going to be doing the video 5 things that I dislike about the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Now this was a hard list to make, and seriously, before I say any of this, this does not mean that this is a bad motorcycle. I'm just finding the small flaws that are there with every motorcycle, unless you're paying like 40 grand for one. You know, there is going to be a couple of little things that aren't going to be too up to scratch with this thing, and it really pains me to make this video, but I'm going to do it anyway. So please be respectful in the comments. I love this bike. So yeah, so starting off, number 5 is the indicators and the rear brake light. So for some reason, I don't know why, I just feel like Royal Enfield could have done a slightly better job at just making them like a little bit more sort of fitting to the look of the rest of the bike. I just feel like they look a little bit cheap, you know, like it's just plastic in it, and yeah, they kind of just they just take away from it a little bit, you know. Like I feel like they could, like the rear brake light and stuff, I feel like they could have gotten a little bit more creative with it and maybe made it, you know, just a tad more sort of nicer to carry the looks of the rest of the bike. But they can, but it's only a small thing, but I just feel like if they had to put in a little bit more effort in the design of them, they could have really made it fit in with this motorcycle a little better. So yeah, that's number 5. So number 4 on the list of things that I dislike about the Royal Enfield is, I don't actually know if this happens to everybody's. Maybe our one was just a little bit flawed. Like, but we keep it in a garage, you know, like out of moisture and clear moisture and stuff. It even has a dehumidifier in there and stuff. But the tachometers, it's not doing it at the moment. It only ever does it sort of when it's like being a little bit damp and then it's sunny. But they fog up on the inside. I don't know if you can actually see the lines, but they leave kind of like little watermarks on the bottoms of the things, and they can actually fog up pretty badly, especially after like we're going on a long ride. If it's a bit of a humid day, they can fog up on the inside, and I just feel like that's a little bit sort of low quality coming from a brand new bike. It's obviously small. I love the look of the tachometers, and all around they seem like they're decent quality, but it just seems like they get some condensation in behind there. And when we've got this 2003 VTR 250 with a very similar dash setup, and that doesn't happen on it. And this is a much older motorcycle, and I would expect it to happen on this over a brand new Royal Enfield. But that happens. I'm not sure if this happens to everybody, so let me know in the comments if this happens to yours, or maybe it's just our one and we could just go get it looked at in our warranty. So yeah, that's number 4, the foggy tachometer. So number 3 on the list of things that I dislike about the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 is the foot pegs. They just seem to be in a little weird spot. Like it's this one is pushing it too. It really is. Like it's pushing it. Like this whole list is pushing it, to be honest. I think the only one valid really is the tacho fogging up, because that's actually like a flaw. But so yeah, the foot pegs just seem to be a little bit forward, and they can sometimes tap your ankles, but really, like you ride this bike and after like a couple days you get used to where they are and it's not an issue. But when I first rode this bike, I tapped my ankles, it was a little annoying, and they just felt a little bit in the wrong place. But when you're riding it and your feet are up there, it's a very comfortable position, so it's probably done for a reason, and that one's just stupid, and this list is stupid, and yeah, we'll move on to the next thing. So number 2 on the list of things that I dislike about the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 is the front forks. Now, don't get me wrong, they're good front forks, they work, they do their job. Yep, and this can be fixed with obviously aftermarket forks, putting them on there, but they're just a tad little bit sort of, I guess, just basic, you know. They just do their job, that's it. They don't really help that much with handling, you know. Like they're pretty basic. It can feel a little bit sort of shaky at higher speeds, and cornering, you know, I feel like it's a little held back by those front forks. But in saying that, this, for the price that you pay for this motorcycle, it's kind of fair enough, and they do the job, and they're not terrible quality, but I just feel like it could be a little better. Like maybe if Royal Enfield even brought out sort of a more premium model that comes with a partnership aftermarket sort of front forks and different things, like they come out of the factory a little bit modified, and then you wouldn't have to worry about that. But you can just do it, as you know, you got to spend a bit of money, but it'll work out in the long run. But they're still fine, they work good. But that's just, yeah, number 2, front forks are a little bit lacking, but still do their job fine. Okay, so number 1 on the list of the 5 things I dislike about the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 is the look of the exhaust. Now, like, they're not terrible, like, they're really not, but I kind of feel like when you look at it from the back, they're kind of just, I don't know, they just kind of, they're a bit spread out, they're a bit bulky, like, they still look nice, they suit the chrome, all that, like, there's nothing really wrong with them. They're not horrendous, but I feel like if Royal Enfield just put a little bit more design into them, they could have made it look a little bit more sort of old school, keeping that old school look, but also making it look much more sort of less sort of sticking out, and maybe less bulky. I reckon it would look nicer with more sort of slimline exhaust. But you can just get aftermarket ones, which we will be doing and doing a review on later on down the track. So yeah, that was the list of the 5 things I dislike about the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Don't take this list too seriously. I love this motorbike. I love riding it. It is absolutely awesome. And check out the video of the 5 things that I love about this motorcycle to redeem myself on this list. I felt terrible. It was a really hard list to make, honestly. Like, the 5 things I love took me like 5 minutes. 5 things I hate took me like an hour to figure out what the hell I actually don't like about this motorcycle. So thank you very much for watching. This is Vinny from Road Blast Media. Make sure to like and subscribe.